Hi, I'm Brad Alexander, and I'm here on the set of Fly Guy and Other Stories. I am currently working on a show with my wife, Jill Abramovitz. It is an adaptation of a film called Bread and Roses by Ken Loach and Paul Laverty. And we are doing a little table read in the next month or so, and then hopefully a more expansive reading with music stands and a little band and actors in the winter, January, February. So we're excited about that. BMI, greatest thing ever. My first year in BMI was with Skip Kennan, the great, great Skip Kennan, who taught me just so very much about everything. Structure, placement, melody, harmony, you name it. BMI is as long as you can get into the workshop, it's this like wonderful free education in musical theater writing. So my relationship with Theatreworks began with a show way back, over 10 years ago, called Just So Stories, which was an adaptation of the Rudyard Kipling stories that I wrote with Mindy Dickstein, book, and Helen Chayefsky, lyrics. And that is also where I met my wife, who was in the original workshop cast, Jill Abramovitz, who I write with as well, and today. And then I did a number of different shows for Theatreworks over the years, and it's just been this great relationship and this nexus of talent, actors, directors, writers. It's a wonderful place to cut your teeth as a writer. So the first Theatreworks show that I wrote that actually premiered in town at the Lucille Lortel was Click Clack Moo, which I wrote with Kevin DeLaguila, lyrics, Billy Aronson on book, and it was directed by John Rando, choreographed by Wendy Seib, and it was a blast. In between Just So Stories and Click Clack Moo, I had the opportunity to write some individual songs with the great Kevin DeLaguila. He called me up and said, do you want to contribute songs to these Theatreworks shows that have multiple writers? And one of them was Fly Guy and Other Stories. So we wrote...
Somebody mispronouncing my name here?
Oh my gosh!
Oh.
Look who's wandered onto the set of Fly Guy and Other Stories. The director of Fly Guy and Other Stories, Kevin DeLaguila.
That's me.
And so here we are, and we wrote Lilly's Big Day right behind us together. And Kevin also contributed to this very same show another story with Eli, the great Eli Bowman.
Called Fly Guy.
Fly Guy. Perfect.
It's based on a children's book about this girl who thinks that she, her teacher is getting married, and she assumes she's going to be his flower girl at his wedding. And so the whole book is about denial, because everyone tells her, you may not be the flower girl at your teacher's wedding. He probably has a niece, a family member. But she is convinced, and then, of course, she is not the flower girl at his wedding.
No, she's devastated.
But she saves the day somehow. So here, for you, we have a sneak peek of Lilly's Big Day.
Lilly?
That's Mr. Slinger. He's really cool. My favorite teacher in the whole entire school.
Lilly?
He's got a mustache and he wears funky shirts.
Oh, Lilly?
He's kinda chubby cause he likes his desserts.
Lilly!
I'm his favorite student, can't you tell right away? Quiet, everybody! Mr. Slinger's got something to say.
Thank you, Lilly. I've got some big news I'd like to share with you all today. In exactly 3 weeks, I'm getting married.
One of the stories I love to tell is back with Just So Stories. We had written a reggae song, Helen Chayefsky and I, and we were at one of these tryouts. It's called a mini tour, and we watched the children at this point in the show, and it's kind of the 11th hour moment, and the children started clapping along. It was like, and it was when the elephant gets his nose, and he's not happy with it, and we wrote a reggae song called "It's Beginning to Grow on Me," beginning to grow on me. And the kids started clapping. And Helen and I are patting each other on the back like, this is great, they're having a great time. We get out, we're celebrating, popping the champagne, and Barbara comes up to us and goes, we have to cut the song. We have to cut the song. And I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And she said, because if they're clapping along, it means they're not listening.
I mean, the truth is that like writing for children is the same as writing for adults. They just happen to be more vocal about and honest about how they feel about it, you know. So you
Right.
will know how they feel.
Wasn't that amazing?
Yeah.
She's got what it takes. Thank you, Lily.
Want me to go back for the bride?
What a flower girl.
Yeah.
We're gonna shower them with handfuls of rice, thanks to the flower girl. Cheering, hip, hip, hooray
For the
flower girl. Ooh, ooh, we're gonna sing and dance and party all night with the flower girl. Flower girl.
You catch my bouquet, you'll be a bride
Someday.
It's gonna be the second biggest day.
The happiest day of her life.
And Ginger, you can be my flower girl.
You can catch Lily's Big Day and the other stories in Fly Guy and Other Stories, October 18th, 11 a.m.
At the Danny Kaye Playhouse.